Hello, welcome to Inner Alchemist Tarot for a weekend reading from the 20th to the 23rd. And we are about to go into the sign of Leo, moving out of Cancerian sun sign and this Cancerian new moon. So this reading is a general reading for all signs and anyone that's tuning in here whenever you tune in. And as we connect to the collective here in spirit, thank you for coming and getting closer to us here, as you're always guiding us and providing us these beautiful messages. We could co-create this place together and continue to walk in beauty. So what messages do we have to start out this reading, Spirit? We have Fire Guardian. Ignite your passions. And that is perfect for the Leo, going into the Leo sun sign. Lovely. What other guardian wants to come in here, Spirit, for this weekend reading? Whatever plans you have, I hope you're enjoying your weekend. And again, here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're celebrating summer, and we are almost in midsummer, which will be August 2nd. Those in the Southern Hemispheres, you guys will be in midwinter. So, what other guardian wants to come in here, Spirit? Oh, this one right here. We have Arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. So, whatever that means for you. It's usually, guarding your thoughts. Protective energy is knowing that you're always guided, knowing you have the fullest support from the angelic realm, from your inner being, from everyone in the unseen that really, really has your back. All you have to do is just pay attention to that. And again, that's why we say at the very beginning, sometimes we tend to turn away for whatever reasons that is. But again, just being mindful and connecting to heart space is really what you need to do. There's no need to have to wear any kind of stones or crystals, or if you like that, that's beautiful too, because I enjoy that, and I enjoy blingy things. As you can see, I have my crystals here, and I like to have necklaces and stuff like that, and jewelry, but don't necessarily give our power away to that. This is kind of like find your true north there. The arrow is pointing up. Surround yourself with protective energy, meaning all you have to do is just pay attention to those who are lovingly keeping you nice and wrapped in their loving energy at all times. Okay, so thank you for that message, Spirit. What other guardian wants to come in here for this energy reading? Oh, we'll do the first one there. And we have Spring. See your seeds grow. So it's not necessarily, the springtime, although those on the Southern Hemisphere, if you're tuning in here, you will be seeing coming into more of the springtime here after the next week or so, getting closer to that. But see your seeds grow, and that has a lot to do with the pentacle sign of the tarot, is that sometimes it takes seasons or years or decades even for things to manifest with the pentacle energy. But you plant the seed, and then it's planted, and that whatever's planted is going to come to fruition. But it does take time, and you get on with other things. But you're seeing your seeds grow, which is a really good thing to do. And let's just switch this around here. Okay, so ignite your passions, surround yourself with protective energy, and see your seeds grow, that which you have planted in the past, or are planting now, even. What other overseeing energies are we going to start this reading out with before we pull out the tarot? Spirit, what is it that we need to see here? I'm going to do both of these. Cosmic Flower, which is 18, reduces to the number 9. The frequency of Cosmic Flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. Home. Home is where the heart is. So as you continue with your meditation, practice whatever that is to you, and continue to breathe into the heart space. We ignite our passions. Realization 37 reduces to the number 10, which is reduces to the number 1. So a new beginning there. 9 is going to coming to completion, and 1 is a beginning. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in this world. Connecting to the heart space. Surround yourself with protective energy, as we were saying, as we breathe into heart space. Just knowing, just turning our gaze to a different perspective that we're always being protected and we're never alone is the best way to move through these energies. Okay. And then we'll draw one more to complement the spring. See your seeds grow energy that's coming in here. It could be anything. It could be even starting a family. You know, some of you may be doing that. Starting new projects, creative projects, just the same thing as starting a family. It's the same birthing process. And we have Divine Masculine, 22. 22 is a master number, which reduces to 4. The frequency of Divine Masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. And it's perfect next to the see your seeds grow, right? Because we were just saying the same thing as starting a family, same thing as starting a creative project, whatever that is for you. Is the masculine energy is the outward force to get the job done. The feminine energy is the inward force to get the job done. So it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman watching this reading, it applies across the board. Support the piece, put the pieces where they go. Let's bring out the tarot and see what we are looking at for this weekend's energies. And thank you, Spirit, for these messages again. What do we have here, Spirit, in the tarot? What are we looking at for this weekend's energies? What do we need to pay attention to? What messages and guidance do you have for us? What is showing up? And we have the Hermit card. And the Hermit card is going inward and spending time alone. Perhaps that you don't always have so much time to do that, but you may be taking some time this weekend to spend a little bit of time alone and catch your light. Remember that you are never alone, that you're always surrounded by the highest of frequencies. Okay. So we start out with the Hermit. Let's see what else is coming off into this reading. And I believe the Hermit is the Virgo energies. And you know, it's the Virgo's energy is showing up quite a bit, so it might come around October, you know, later mid-September to October time where things come into fruition as you watch your seeds grow. As we were talking about the Pentacle energies for a reason there. So let's just see what else we have here. We have the King of Cups. There's a couple here. A few. We have the Tower. Okay. We have the Five of Swords. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. And again, spring, where it says, see your seeds grow, is right above that Ace of Pentacles. And I talked about that when I was talking about the card there. Okay. So again, the Hermit is the time where you go in, spend some time alone, There may be someone that is around you that is emotional, that's going through an emotional time right now. It could be yourself. Emotions, feelings might be coming up at this time. Again, we're moving into the Leo energy. And so your passions, again, has a lot to do with feelings, emotions, but we're on the cusp. So that might be bringing up some really high emotions again at this time until we go into a new energy of the Leo. We're also moving towards a supermoon in Aquarius too. So there's a lot of changes going on here. In structure, rules, all of that. Aquarius energy rules that. So spending time alone. And there might be someone around you with a high that's emotional and there's causing a tower moment. Okay, but we'll get some clarifier cards for these and see what happens. And this is a time of conflict, battle. Swords is of the mind, ego, mental activity, the air signs. Okay, so air, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Again, the Libra showing up there. That person might be causing that tower moment, and then the battle here. Again, this is for the weekend readings, mind you. The weekend reading. Okay, so there's that Five of Swords is showing up that there's a battle, but they're walking away. Swords are down. It depends on where you go with that conflict and the battle. And then the Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning on an earth plane. On the earth plane. So it might have something to do with you starting over with somebody. But we'll look further into this. Okay. And thank you, Spirit, for these messages. Let's go further. Let's see what's up here. What is this Hermit energy, Spirit? What is this Hermit energy, Spirit? And we have the Queen of Pentacles here. Taking some time out to settle yourself and ground yourself. Because it's starting to come undone here a little bit for me, so I can see this a little bit more as I'm looking at these cards, that again, there might be some relationship issues going on. And this is the whole surrounding yourself with protective energy. Some of you might feel that you need to have, you're not being passionate in the relationship, that is being stifled. And you want more passion. Ignite your passion, so the Fire Guardian showing up here. And how you're expressing yourself with that. You're realizing this. I feel like this is someone that's surrounding you. This King of Cups might be kind of bringing you down. Because here's the Tower moment. So let's look a little further into the tarot to see what this is. You know what I want to do? I feel right now is that I need to get a clarifier for what this Queen of Pentacles is. Let's just shuffle this real quick. What is this Queen of Pentacles, Spirit? You're grounding yourself at this time. This weekend, you might be grounding yourself. Spending time out, collecting your thoughts. Wanting to come out into the world. To express, maybe with someone that wants to come out into the world with you. And not be so lost in their emotions and their feelings, drowning in their feelings perhaps. Or trying to bring you into their feelings, should we say. Okay, so here we have the Six of Pentacles. So there's a give and receiving thing going on here. And that's exactly what's being said. Is that, you know, you may be feeling like you're giving a little too much in the relationship and the other person's not so much because they're kind of lost in their emotions. So, let's see what happens here. What is this King of Cups, Spirit? Which I do not blame some of you. And, you know, these messages might not apply to you. That's okay. Take what you need, leave the rest, put the pieces where they go. It just means that the reading's not for you. But I feel like that some of you are going through this, and that it's time this weekend just to take some time alone. Connect to Spirit. Connect to your heart space. Wanting to ignite your passions. Understanding that you might be giving a little too much to the relationship and not receiving. Getting into the receptive mode, it's so important. So that's exactly it. So if you look at the King of Cups here with the Three of Swords, there's a heartache going on. And with the heartache, you can see she's like really not feeling well. It could be the other person too. Put the pieces where they go. It might be the other person that's just wallowing in heartache. It might be self-imposed. This is a general reading, guys, so just bear with me. I don't know your personal circumstance, but the cards don't lie. They are always show exactly what's going on here for those tuning in. And we could get a clarifier for this Three of Swords. It's important. We're moving through some very, very intense energies. Not just during a cusp change from sun signs, but, I mean, we're in a paradigm shift. The whole, all of creation's being affected, but here, this realm, humanity's being affected by this. What is this Three of Swords, Spirit? We're not taking it anymore. We're standing up to our own personal power is what's happening here. And if you're interested in tarot and the oracle, there's a reason why you're here with listening to this message. Is because, you know, you just can't take it anymore. Whatever that is. What is this Three of Swords, Spirit? Okay, and then we get the Four of Cups. Right. And the Four of Cups is a stable, it's a resting period, but if you look at her, she's just kind of getting bored. There's a rainbow right here. It's like, I'm done. We were just talking about that. I'm done. I'm done staying, you know, I feel like I'm isolated because I can't enjoy the world with this person. So, you know, what is there for me? But remind you, the Four of Cups is that there's always that cup available here. And that things are going to be okay as long as you choose to use this time, this weekend, to connect to your heart space and to bring in, and meaning focus. It's all about focus. We talk about that quite a bit in this channel. To focus on that you always have support from the unseen, and it takes getting used to. You can't, you know, rely on the other people because they tend to be fickle. So if you're really doing this thing where you're moving off into your own and wanting a relationship that you can go off into the world with somebody and to enjoy the world instead of staying home or just kind of stuck in between with you and them, it's important to realize, that's the realization card right here. Becoming aware of your heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. And that's exactly it. The opportunity this weekend that's presented is doing just that. So we have a Tower moment here. What is the Tower moment? What is this Tower card saying here, Spirit? Some of you might, take that route, which is the path of least resistance, the path of most allowing, is that you don't necessarily sit down with this person this weekend and talk to them about anything that you feel like, because it's not them to change. It's not like, if you would change, and I'd feel better. If we could work this out, if you just change. No, it doesn't work that way. So this Tower moment, ooh, there's a lot of cards here, but you know what? We're going to take them. Even if this reading brings us into an hour, I don't know. Sometimes they're a little bit longer, but I don't want to push this one, because I felt it when I first started sitting down going, this is going to be a little bit longer one that we... Okay, so then we have a Tower off into the Queen of Swords. So definitely going into the mind, connecting with the heart space, because that's what's being said here. But there's that balance. That's that balance where you're not going to get lost in your emotions with the heartache. Again, I feel like that's them. That's the other person. And then go up to the Queen of Swords, which is, look at the rainbow there. See the rainbow here, right behind her? You're going to turn around as you connect. You have your protective energies around you because you connect with your heart space. Using that outward force to get the job, outward energy, that movement, the action movement, which again is of the mind, mental mode, not so much the inward of the emotions, to get the job done. And then justice comes in here. And the justice card is balancing things out, as you can see. So we get the Tower moment, off into the Queen of Swords, so it's that balance between the using your look at how the higher mind, the inspiration of their higher self, the unseen, like we were talking about at the very beginning, coming in, giving you that information to go, hey, do this next step. That's the divine masculine energy. Do the next step. Stay in control of your own emotional state. And then that will balance things out. And then we go off into the World card. Okay. And the World is that literally it's a new beginning. Things are changing for you. The world is your oyster. Right. And we have the King of Cups again here coming in. Except this time around, that King of Cups may just be that balanced. Because whatever you're doing within yourself, you attract to you. That's the law of magnetism. So nobody's doing anything to you. You can always change the circumstances by understanding that Spirit's always got your back. Always got your back. And nobody's doing anything to you, and you have a choice to change it by going in and not blaming the other person or trying to battle with them. That's that Three of Swords. And because of heartache, again, that might be the other person trying to blame you. You don't do that. Because if they're doing that, if you would change and I'd feel better, then there's the battle. But this Tower card's coming in, totally changing the situation. That which was before is no longer. Using your heart and your mind connection, your heart-mind-heart connection, connecting with Spirit, balancing things out with the Justice card, and then going off into the world with a whole new way of an emotional stability. Okay, so then here with the Five of Swords, let's check this out. What is this Five of Swords Spirit? What is this Five of Swords Spirit? Show us clearly. Okay, and we have 4 more cards coming out. I'm going to take them all. So, Five of Swords, again, is that conflict, that mental conflict. But what are we doing with this? With the Five of Wands? With the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords. After the conflict, after the mental conflict, you're taking that action, which is the divine masculine energy. You're going to see your seeds grow into a whole new way of being. Look at this card of the Five of Wands. So a volcano is erupting. The Wands is the fire energies too. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And it's erupting above their head. And then it's spewing around them, right? But it's coming up within their chakras. So the root chakra and the sacral chakra. And giving them healing. As the lilies here, they're holding them in their hands. So they're see your seeds grow. With that passionate energy. Ignite your passions. Five of Wands, moving away from the Five of Swords, of mental anguish and conflict. And then we have the Prince of Swords going and taking that stance. We have the Eagles here, which is stay high. Stay high. Take the high road. And again, with that action cape that they have on, with the sword in their hands. And they're taking the action into the Eight of Cups, which is, she's coming up from the depths of all of this, of the drowning of it, and this reaching to her star, whether there's the rainbow again, just like the Queen of Swords. She's taking charge. And she's reaching for her star, off into the Ten of Cups. That is beautiful. And the Ten of Cups here, Eight of Cups, Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups is Piscean energies. And the Ten of Cups is just celebration time. It's a celebration time where things are going to work out. So we're not saying that it's not going to work out with this person. We're saying that you're going to go in and you're going to take a little bit of time out. That's what this Hermit card is here. You're going to ground yourself because you're not so, into this. You want to have a balance of the giving and receiving in this relationship. This person might be wallowing in their emotions, but that's not your problem. It's not your problem. Your whole thing is taking care of you first. Because there's a tower here that's going to interrupt this. But you're not going to go the route of sitting down and having to talk to them about this. No. You're going to go in, you're going to connect, you're protected with the highest of frequencies. You're going to take that action, and it's going to balance things out. Again, the inner action, the non-action action. The action is still an action. You're going to go off in the world, and the King of Cups is going to be quite different. Quite different. So the King of Cups showing up twice. After the battle here, with the Five of Swords down here, there is now an action period where you're going to let the healing process take place. And see your seeds grow as you take the action off into the Eight of Cups, rising above the turmoil, reaching for your star, and then boom, the happy card. And the Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning on the earth plane. And this is a weekend reading, so this is pretty intense. And we're moving through fast-moving energies now on the planet. We're not going back. Things are moving really fast now. So you'd be surprised what can happen in just one day, even just 12 hours, even in just 1 hour. It's amazing what takes place. Because everything's happening now, right now. What is this Ace of Pentacles, Spirit? And thank you for these messages. Okay. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Boom. Number 1. 10 in the numerology reduces to the number 1. So Spirit's coming in with a whole new beginning on the earth plane, and the Wheel of Fortune is a lucky card. The wheel's turning in your favor because you did the inner work and you are allowing the seeds to grow. It's beautiful. Thank you for these messages, Spirit. Let's get some oracles. What other messages do we have, Spirit, for this reading? Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to, and that's exactly what we're talking about here with the Queen of Swords. See the rainbow above her right here? And then we have the rainbow here. We have the rainbow here in the Eight of Cups. And then we have the Ten of Cups and the whole Wheel of Fortune right there. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Indeed. What are the messages do we have here, Spirit? Let's bring in the dragon energies, shall we? Yes, we shall. And we have the water dragon. Helps you flow easily around obstacles. Christ light and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities and go with the flow, and that's exactly what we're talking about in this reading. You're going to move away from that Five of Swords. You're not going to battle. You're not going to have conversations where you're battling with the energies to try to make things happen here. Because you don't make it happen. You allow Spirit to work through you and give you that divine action. It's called inspired action. And you'll know the words will flow out just so. Sometimes the words aren't needed. Talk less, feel more. Feel more. Courage. I am stronger than fear and bigger than doubt. I am light and I remain light. I trust in God and stand tall before the tests of life. I grow and become wiser through every challenge. I am a being of new life. And that's exactly what's saying right here with the Ace of Pentacles into the Wheel of Fortune. We're always moving through transition. It's just how we do that and how it actually unfolds for us. So, what are the messages do we have here, Spirit? And thank you so much for this reading. And I feel like it's really specific for a few peeps tuning in here. Really specific. Okay. Let's take it first. It's only up from here. And that's exactly it. We'll put that right above the Wheel of Fortune. It's only up from here. Going right into your... see your seeds grow. Feel it into place. And that's what we're saying too. It's think less, talk less, feel more. Listen. If someone's talking, listen without having to say any words to it, because that's where the arguments can start. Trying to make a point, they make a point, you make a point, and you don't get anywhere, but you're feeling it, allowing them to have the space, and it's amazing. And that's holding the space, basically, for the other person. Feel it into place, and put that right next to the Ten of Cups. Passion. You can get anywhere from here. It's time to dance. I create because I am free. There's no asserting, only attracting. That's what we were talking about. There's no having, you can't make anything happen. You can't get somebody else to change to make you feel better and vice versa. And you can't you can't create for them, but you can influence them through silence, through patience. Patience is more of allowing. The timing has to be right. I feel balanced. I feel balanced. I feel this card right here, it's only up from here, is like an 11-11 card. So it's working out for you. It just is. It's going to work out. Okay. What final messages do we have here, Spirit? I'm going to actually use this deck here. It's the Cosmic Oracle. It's the Cosmic Insights deck. So what messages do we have here for our peeps for this general message this weekend of the 20th to the 23rd of July, moving into the Leo energies? Gosh, if I was to sit here and really talk about all the astrological transits and things that take place, we'd be here for like weeks and months and years. There's always so much going on at any given moment, but we'd brush upon the topics that's meant to be talked about and what we could do in the time frame that we have. It was 34 on the timer when I just looked down, and that reduces to 7-7. which is a master number 77. You might want to look that one up. What final messages do we have here, Spirit, for this reading? Okay. Cycles. Fate, karma. Something, getting something, and a beginning, and that's exactly it. Ace of Pentacles, new beginning on the earth plane, and has everything to do with your feeling good, and that Queen of Pentacles, to remain in that situation, male, if you're a male or female watching this, to remain in that situation that you are the queen of your earthly domain, and that you are going to balance out with the Six of Pentacles here, and not taking it anymore. You're basically not doing that anymore. But it takes courage, and it takes a little of this and a little of that, and the cycle does come around, and that's with the wheel. We're going to put that right next to the wheel of fortune again. With cycles. Let's pull one more card here, Spirit, from this deck. It's balancing things out this weekend. And you know what? Whatever you do, I know it seems like kind of one of those readings. You know, there's like, sometimes you'll have one of these readings come up. But it doesn't mean that at any given time you're not going to dance. You're going to dance. You're going to have fun. You're going to just take the time out, even if it's for a minute or two or an hour or whatever it is, to shake up the energies. This reading doesn't really doom you to a whole weekend of, oh no, I got to do this thing to try to change the situation. No, not at all. You move and allow and flow and allow Spirit to do what Spirit does best. Set up the components for you to receive, and it will go and smooth like flow like melting butter. It's just the way it works. Okay? Manifest. Tell the universe exactly what you want. Now, it doesn't mean that it's exactly going to come out to the specifics if it is, but ask and you shall receive is one of those things. It's already done. And how we manifest is a process. So this is really big here. I just want to talk a little bit about this, because here on Inner Alchemist Channel, this is what it's all about, is that we are our own alchemist. And our thoughts, whatever we focus on in our mind, and we give attention to, it manifests emotions. And that creates what comes to us. It's an electric magnetic frequency, because we live in a force of magnetism. It governs everything. It's not just love and romance. It governs every endeavor, action, anything that takes place, not just in this realm, but all of creation. So when we know the laws of creation, we act accordingly. And so when you're speaking to the universe, you're actually having a conversation with yourself. And this is why this Hermit card is coming in for this weekend. It's because it doesn't mean necessarily to hermitize yourself and shut the door and just don't let anybody in, perhaps. But that's not really what's being said here. It's more of have that conversation with the larger part of you. Higher self, how do you see this? Go into meditation and wait. Not to receive information, but just to be. Because apparently this person is definitely been a nuisance, because you're done. You're getting sick of it. It's the heart. You're sick of hearing them wallow in their own misery, whatever that is, and it's making you feel like it's making you feel miserable. And this is where we step out, because no one can make you feel. It's what you give your attention to. So it takes a little bit of focus. We say a little bit. It takes focus is everything, but it takes a little bit of applying that which you know and actually making it real. And that's what this divine masculine is all about, is that it can be up in your head and you understand all this stuff in your mind, but actually making it real and bringing it down to the earth plane so that you can actually manifest that relationship which you want. It doesn't mean you have to walk away from this person. No. It just means that when you really have that good conversation with yourself and all of creation, everybody knows what you want, but we create as we speak. So when we're constantly in our minds, and even if we're not saying it out loud, we're broadcasting it to the universe. Even though we want something, we're in our minds broadcasting something else. It's like we're creating two different realities at the same time. And that's why we teach about meditation. And that's why it's so important that I took a little bit more time with this manifest card that came out. And why I heeded the call from Spirit going, pick up that deck. No, pick up the other deck. Although I do want to pull a card from the other deck just to finish this off. But we're feeling it into place, not thinking it into place, because we're emotional, vibrational beings. So once you really apply that which you know in your mind, maybe this is new to some of you. And if it is, please contact me, because I'm a wealth of information. And we can really get you going to what you need to put this all to practice, because you're done. You're done with this, which is not feeling very well. You want to have that balance in life. And what the cards are saying is that it's here. It's you choose. And everything's about timing. It's not necessarily patience. And there's a fine line between the two. So, sometimes it's best not to say anything and just go on your own and just really sit with just being. And it's amazing what comes up, because you're allowing that larger part of you, the one that's silent voice, to get louder. And it trumps over the mental mind of all the thoughts, which are creating the emotions of, what do I do? Or I'm so mad at this person, or why don't they do this? Or they change, and all of those thoughts that create the frustration and what we're kind of pushing away from us. And we just want things to change now. We want that perfect relationship. Of course, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship, because a person can't be everything for you. Remember that. No one can. You have that strong inner connection with yourself is the first thing. Ooh, we got 3 cards coming. 4. Oh, 3. Any relationship you get into, I say, I like you. Let's see how it goes. And just to let you know, my connection with my inner self is more important, so that I have to feel good at any time. So we're not going to get together when we're not feeling good. And this might be new to some of you. It really might be. But if you stop with this reading and you really integrate it, and there's an integration process, and you have this weekend to do. The first card that came out is Obstacles and Blocks Are Lifted. All your good personal work and your positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles, and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered, and gratitude, appreciation is key. It's as important as the air we breathe in and out, and meditation. Appreciation, appreciation, appreciation. Thank you, person who came into my life to ask to see what I really want in a relationship. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You might not want to say that I'm directly, it might rise some annoyance out of them, but it's true, is what happens, is it really fine-tunes what you want in a relationship. Your connection with your inner being first, and then the other person. Stay centered in appreciation to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. Donations, tithering, and charitable work. Give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you, and know that your generosity will be returned to you manyfold in miraculous ways. And that right here is coinciding with the 6 of Pentacles here. The time, supplies, money, or other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. And oh boy, is that so true. That is so true. And sever vows of poverty. And poverty doesn't mean money. It could be your poverty of accepting lower emotions because you're always in your head trying to figure out how to overcome the obstacles. But this card right here, it's lifted. It's outright telling you. Dear one, there's no need to suffer or sacrifice. Hold the intention of undoing any vows of poverty or self-denial that you may have made, consciously or unconsciously, in any lifetime. As you do so, all effects of these vows will be undone for everyone involved in all of directions. And so it is, and may it be so, and so it is. Yes, it is, and it is done. And so is this reading. And thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you, and many blessings this weekend. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages.